Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another live show. So, today I've titled this Things That Surprise Me. And it's going to be an episode where I'm basically looking back and talking about the struggles that I had when I was first diagnosed with IIH and then following the months after that with migraines. But there's been some things lately that have surprised me. Number one, it has to do with weight. There's a few other things too, but I'm going to get into that until I actually have a little bit more people watching maybe. We do have one live viewer right now, so hello. But I want to talk about the things that are continuing to surprise me. And it's not only with kind of being on the Aimovig, but it's also just in general with embarking on this work journey basically. So in between university and now, or a few months ago, I wasn't really doing much of anything. I was basically just trying to get through every day without a ton of pain. And I've been on the Aimovig now for quite a few months. I was on it actually before I made it public that I was on it. And so the first time that you started seeing me talk about the Aimovig, I had been on it for a few months by then. And it's because I had samples from the doctor. And then I was cut off from samples. And it was just they couldn't get them. So it was either I went on a prescription or I basically didn't have access to it anymore. And because of the way I was feeling and because was hoping to start work at that time, yeah, it was a scary time. But I don't want to get into that particular thing that surprised me. It's just basically the difference between now and when I was first diagnosed with IIH, and particularly with this weight issue. So when I was first diagnosed with IIH, if you guys look back on my content, you can tell there's been quite a change. Now I have grown my hair out and I think my hair looks a lot better longer, but it's basically been that now I'm having a lot easier time keeping my weight off. So the thing that surprises me is how hard I felt like I had to work at the beginning to get the weight loss going. And now, basically, I am able to hardly do really any amount of exercise, not because I don't really want, excuse me. Basically now, I'm able to get in a lot more exercise, but now I really can't because I'm not given enough time off. There's not enough time where I think I can manage to get in a workout without basically having issues with energy. Like, the one thing that I want to basically emphasize is how important self-care is. And particularly, I wonder how much stress and anxiety also plays a role in IIH, and it's not something that's being really looked at. The reason why I want to mention this is because since I've really gotten deep into meditation, which I've been meditating now since July of 2019, I believe, is when I joined the Waking Up app. That's when I first started it. I downloaded the app, and within the trial period, I was already subscribing. Like, it was that fast. And now, getting into kind of more of these longer meditations it's got to be at least a year now, if not longer. So, I've noticed a huge change in particularly my anxiety. Now, I don't know if this is just because I'm no longer in school, but I think this has gone deeper because there are times when something will stress me out, whether it's at work or whatever, because I have something that goes wrong or whatever, and I'm kind of a person who just stirs on that, and I don't like to make mistakes. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I've noticed that, at least in a lot of my work. And so I actually picked up on the whole perfectionist thing when I started editing. I'm just like, oh yeah, it's a pretty big deal, actually. So yeah, it's just basically a thing that I've noticed. So moving on with the perfectionism and all of that, when you make a mistake, you kind of stir on that. And now that I've had a lot of practice with meditation, I find I don't stir on things anymore. And I find that I'm a lot more calm and all of that. And things don't really get to me like they used to. Now, I'm not saying that I don't get nervous or whatever. You can tell when I'm nervous. I start shaking really bad when I'm nervous. It's something I can't control. It's just the way I am, and it's very hard to hide when I'm actually really nervous, because the shaking will be very present. I can also do that when I'm in a lot of pain though too. So if I've had an injury and I'm shaking, it's because of the pain. That happened when I broke my ankle in a couple of years. It will be a couple of years in the summer, I guess. But anyways, so this video topic is things that continue to surprise me. And the one thing that continues to absolutely blow my mind is how well I've been able to maintain my weight loss. So it's not just the fact that I've been working now for a few months and my weight hasn't come back on, but it's the fact that I've been able to stay very steady. Now, I'm going to try and do something here. I don't know if it's going to let me, but let's see. No, that's request to join. Invite to join. Oh, here's a picture. Okay, so this graph right here is of my weight loss. And so basically, as you can see, there was a pretty sharp plateau at the start. And once the weight started to come off, it was a very gradual weight loss. And actually, this is almost a perfect graph. You'd almost think I made this up, but this is exactly how the weight started to come off. And as you can see, well, you can't really see it on here because I've done the graph for too far back, but if I had showed you from September of 2018, so September of 2018 through to the end of 2019, you would likely notice that it was about December when I started having quite a bit of success with the weight loss. Now, basically, with that being said, there's not only the fact that it took forever at the start for me to get going, but it took like forever, it seemed like, to even get anywhere. Now, I do think there's a couple different reasons for this. Basically, the first one was that I was exercising too much and doing weight training. Now, the weight training I think helps because of the way muscle works. I'm not going to get into it. But the weight training could have been affecting it to a point. But another thing I think I was doing was actually over-exercising. So I was exercising almost every single day, not giving myself a day off. And when you do that, I think it puts the body into a state of stress. This is just speculation. I have no idea if this is true, but it makes sense to me based upon kind of what I understand. And would make sense theoretically, so I feel like it's not a complete stretch for me to be saying this. So I feel like too much exercise is actually a bad thing. And one of the things that I think would have helped is if I had have been a lot more efficient in my weight loss at the start. I don't know if it would have worked or not, because losing weight is really, really difficult because you're having to calorie restrict and you're used to so many calories a day. But I say that now because I'm lucky now if I get in a workout a week, like on the bike, like a formal workout. My job is quite active. So there is that's going for me. Like, I'm not sitting around at a desk. It's quite an active job. But with that being said, I'm wondering if I was doing too much at the start. So the one thing that's continued to surprise me throughout all of this is basically the weight and how well I maintain my weight. And the fact that I think it's not just due to my workouts. I'm better at controlling portions than I used to be, which is something that I developed using the app that I used at the time. And it's also a combination of the meditation and being, I think, in a more healthy position with where I am. I'm going to credit the meditation, though, I think, in this case, quite a bit. When it comes to the pain, I tend to credit the Aimovig and the meditation, but I think doing my meditation has been huge in just being where I'm at right now. I think it's one of the biggest factors. The Aimovig is a pretty big factor as well, but it's honestly a huge part is the meditation. So I want to just I want to see here if I can. Okay, so on last week, on Tuesday, I guess it was, because yesterday I was thinking about doing a workout, but I didn't get a chance to. So on Tuesday, I got in a workout. I went 6.3 miles. I don't know if I shared this on Instagram, but I think I shared it on Twitter. So if you guys want kind of more daily updates, follow me on Twitter, because I honestly am not on Instagram a whole lot. I like Instagram for this live feature. I like it for sharing really pretty pictures of whether it's the aurora or sunsets, sunrises, all of that lovely stuff. I'll even sometimes throw those pictures up on Twitter, but that's kind of what I like to use this app for. And honestly, when I'm at home like this, it's kind of nice not to have a camera on, and it's kind of nice just to be able to relax. So that was on Tuesday. I got this workout in. I just decided to do a bike workout and listen to some music. So I think I had a pretty good workout and all of that. Yesterday, I was actually going to listen to a podcast while doing a workout, but I had been working for 6 days in a row at that point. Yesterday was 7 days in a row. It was a really, really long stretch. If I look tired, that's why. So basically, I decided to back out of that workout yesterday because I really thought I needed the day off. I really thought I needed as much rest as possible. I'm glad I did, because by the time I was done last night, I was absolutely exhausted. So there's that. And so last night, I'm basically going to do a bit of a catch up. So last night, after I was done work, our community actually had a parade last night for Christmas. So basically, I just want to share one of my favorite. This one is my favorite one. So this was like kind of like a castle. It was so pretty and such a beautiful purple. And so I thought I would just share that with you guys. And this was probably my favorite one last night. But yeah, so that's kind of an update on what's been going on this week. I don't know how much I'm going to get in with content, at least until Christmas. I don't have any more extra hours. I kind of was expecting it, but it hasn't happened. Like, my hours are staying very steady, but they're a steady high. Like, they've been high for several months, like a lot higher than what I was expecting to. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen around Christmas. But December is just, they're going to be really exhausting shifts. So even though I'm not working as many hours because it's so busy because of it being the holidays, I'm probably going to be exhausted. So I wanted to get on here and do some content for you guys so that there's something and an update. Now I just want to get into talking about this stretch a little bit, because when I say 7-day stretch, it's a 7-day stretch. Now, let's see, how many long shifts did I have? I only had, I think, 3 shifts that were over 7 hours. So 4 of those shifts were 6 hours or less. So 4 to 6. Now, you would think that a 4 or 6 hour shift wouldn't be a huge deal, but at this time of year, any amount can be quite a bit, and all of that. I'm hoping that the microphone is sounding okay, because my hair keeps moving. It's kind of the only thing that is the case, is that I like to have my hair down on days off, just because I have to pull it back to keep it out of my face at work. So yeah, I like to have my hair down, and plus I'm also right before my period starts here, so my head is a little bit sore. I'm also a little bit sore in my head, because right before my period means that my head's a little bit sore. So although the pain is nothing like it used to be, so the migraines feel a lot different. And even when I'm really exhausted, as long as I can prepare for these long chains and long stretches, it seems to be working out quite okay. I'm actually doing as well as what I would have a while ago, or before I had IIH, which is really promising, actually, that I'm doing this well. It's a good sign that maybe things are going to work out in the end. So I wasn't sure when I started working whether I would be able to handle it. I was really, really nervous about it. I'm really, really nervous about what would happen when I had my first bad day. Now, things seem to be working out, so I'm really happy about that. I just want to scroll through my photos quickly and just make sure that I've talked about everything. Oh, if you guys missed it, this picture, which I'm really proud of, I'm not sure if I shared this one or the other one, but this is another angle of the sunrise I got. So you might think this is a sunset, but it's actually a sunrise. The clouds are just right in the perfect spot. The sun was at the perfect angle, and I got a beautiful sunrise. So this is looking east, and then I also have one that is looking west. And I believe I shared this on my timeline, at least on Twitter. I know I shared it. I'm pretty sure I shared it on my Instagram feed, though, so make sure you go check that out if you haven't checked it out yet. And yeah, I just want to make sure I've covered everything. There's been quite a bit that's kind of been going on. Oh yeah, so I guess the last biggest thing that has come up is I just had a checkup with my ophthalmologist. So basically, everything is stable. I couldn't have asked for a better checkup. It was so nice, and it went so well. But yeah, so I think that's kind of everything. I hope you enjoyed some of those photos. I really like Instagram and the fact that you can share photos and talk about specific stuff that you want to talk about, because it'll save time when it comes to like making content and me wanting to share something in particular. So update with my ophthalmologist went really, really well. I was really happy about it. I am so thrilled and thankful to be where I'm at today. It is really basically so nice to be able to have such activity and be so active, but you know, I'm just so happy with how everything is going. So I believe that's everything for this particular video today. I am so thankful for all of you, and I'm hoping to get in at least maybe one live video a week throughout December. There's not going to be any vlogging. What I'm going to do, I think, is anything that I want to include in a vlog, I'm just going to save up, and then come January, I'm guessing my hours are going to drop, but I've been wrong about every hour's dropping in between different popular periods and all of that, but I fully expect it come January. So I'm hoping that I might have some more time to edit come January. If that's the case, then I'll save it up and I'll do kind of a big vlog from the month of December, basically, because there are a few things going on. Like tomorrow we're supposed to get a decent amount of snow. I know people like to see that. I like to share those type of content, so if that happens, then I can share a little bit of that with you all. So yeah, that's all I basically want to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed this particular video. I apologize, it is getting quite long, but I will see you guys hopefully next time. Bye for now.